Chapter 1. The Blood Contract. The rain hit the office windows in heavy sheets. Yuna stood beside her father, uneasy. The man behind the marble desk was Jeon Jungkook, cold, powerful, and calm, like still water hiding something deadly underneath. "Mr. CEO," Jungkook said, his voice quiet but firm. "You've had 3 years. I've waited long enough." Her father's face was pale. "Please, just a few more weeks. I'll find a way." Yuna looked between them, alarm rising. "What's going on?" Jungkook pushed a folder across the table. "Your father's debt is over 3 billion won. He can't pay, so I've offered another deal." She opened the folder. A marriage contract. "What the hell is this?" "Marriage," Jungkook said simply. "To me." Her father looked down, ashamed. "It's the only way, Yuna." "Number, you're selling me." "You won't be harmed," Jungkook added, "but you'll be mine." She clenched her fists. "I'm not an object." Jungkook's eyes met hers. "You're the price." Chapter 2. The Wedding Without Vows. The ceremony was quiet. No guests, no music, just vows exchanged without warmth. Yuna stood like stone in her white dress. Jungkook never looked at her. After, they rode back in silence. At the penthouse, she stopped at the bedroom door. "You expect me to sleep beside you?" He shrugged. "I expect you to do nothing. You're here, that's enough." Yuna curled on the bed's far side, her back to him. She hated everything, the walls, the ring on her finger, the man beside her. But deep down, she feared something more. Herself. The part of her that noticed how he smelled like danger and rain. Chapter 3. A stranger's bed. Yuna couldn't sleep. The room felt colder than the air. Jungkook sat at the bed's edge, shirt loose, his gaze unreadable. "You look at me like I'm a threat," she said. "You are," he replied. "To yourself." She changed into a black nightgown. When she turned, he was staring. "Don't," she warned. He stood. "Tell me to stop." She did, but her voice wasn't strong. She hated the heat in her chest, the way her body ignored her mind. He stepped back. "Not yet," he said. "But you'll ask me one day." That night they didn't touch, but the air between them stayed electric. Chapter 4. Thorns in the Garden. They moved to the countryside estate. It was old, quiet, haunted by memory. Yuna walked the garden at dawn. Mist clung to her coat. "Careful," Jungkook said behind her. "My mother died here." She turned. "What happened?" "Poison," he said. For once, she saw something real in him. Loss. Later, in the bedroom, he stood close. "Still hate me?" he asked. "I hate feeling anything for you," she replied. He brushed a strand of hair from her cheek, but didn't kiss her. "Then I'll make you feel everything," he whispered, and she knew he already was. Chapter 5. Silk and Gunpowder. Dinner turned into war. Yuna threw her glass. "You treat me like property." "You're mine," Jungkook growled. "Number, I'm not." They stared, inches apart, breath ragged. Then he kissed her, hard, hungry. She pulled his collar, plates shattered. He lifted her onto the table. Storm outside, fire inside. After, they sat in silence. "It wasn't love," she whispered. "No," he said. "But it wasn't hate either." Chapter 6. The girl who wouldn't break Jungkook was shot. Yuna found him in a safe house, blood on his shirt. "You came," he whispered. "I always do," she said, helping him. Later, he admitted, "I thought of you when I got hit." "Why?" "Because dying without telling you I love you felt wrong." Yuna froze. "You love me?" He nodded. She leaned down and kissed him. "Then live. For me." And that night, they didn't burn with lust. They healed in silence, together. Chapter 7. Glass walls, cracked hearts. Jungkook stood by the window, bandages tight. Yuna touched the glass behind him. "I thought I lost you," she whispered. "You almost did." He turned. "Minji's still out there. She wants you." "Then let her come," he smiled. You're not afraid? I am, she said rubbery, but not of dying. That night, she slept beside him. Not because she had to, because she chose to. Chapter 8. His choice, her fire. A black box arrived. Inside, a bullet and a photo of Yuna. Jungkook didn't flinch. She crossed the line, he said. He handed Yuna a new contract, divorce papers. You're free, he said. She tore them in half. I don't want out, she said. I want in. Later, on the balcony, he slipped a ring on her finger again. This time, no lies, no force, just fire and choice. Chapter 9. The Price of Peace. The city had gone quiet, but Yuna knew it was only for a moment. Jungkook leaned against the railing of their balcony, a cigarette in hand. Smoke curled upward, vanishing into the cool night. She's regrouping, he said, voice low. Minji won't stop until something breaks. Then let's break her first, Yuna replied, stepping beside him. He turned to her. I want to keep you out of this, she scoffed. You gave me power. I'm not stepping back into silence now. Later that night, the two met with Daehyun. A deal had been offered from one of Minji's allies. Peace for territory. Jungkook tossed the envelope aside. Peace with snakes is never real, he said. Yuna nodded. Then we cut their heads off. He looked at her, eyes proud. You sound like me now. No, she said. I sound like someone who's tired of being hunted. Chapter 10. Her name was Minji. Minji's name echoed in every dark alley. She had once been Jungkook's lover. Now, she was his enemy. She loved the power, Jungkook told Yuna, but not the weight that came with it. They found an old safe house where Minji had once lived. Inside, walls were covered in photos. Many of Jungkook, some with bullet holes. She was obsessed, Yuna whispered. I made her that way, he said, and left before it exploded. That night, Yuna sat in the bathtub, her thoughts spiraling. Was she becoming another version of Minji? When Jungkook walked in, she looked up. Promise me something, she said. Anything. When I fall too deep into this world, pull me out. He sat on the floor beside the tub, resting his head on her knee. I won't let you fall alone, he said. Chapter 11. Fire Beneath Ice. Yuna attended her first solo meeting with a rival syndicate. She wore black silk and a stare sharp enough to cut glass. They expected fear. She gave them orders. Outside, Daehyun whispered, They respect her. She's not just my wife, Jungkook replied. She's becoming a leader. But power came at a cost. That night, their home was bombed. No deaths, but it was a message. Jungkook pulled Yuna close in the chaos. This is how they test us. We're still standing, she said, through clenched teeth. That night, in a new apartment, he held her close. She kissed him like he was the only thing left alive, because in that moment, he was. Chapter 12. Queen in the Shadows. Yuna began gathering her own information. Quietly, strategically, she met a hacker named Subin, a young woman who once worked for Minji. She thinks you're too soft, Subin warned, but she doesn't know what you've become. Yuna smiled. Good. Let her keep thinking that. Jungkook watched her from the hallway that night, seeing how she moved like him now, calm, calculated, dangerous. She's becoming queen of the game, Daehyun whispered. No, Jungkook replied. She already is. But queens in this world never slept peacefully. That night, Yuna dreamed of blood and woke up to a phone call that changed everything. Chapter 13. The Betrayer's Smile. Your father, Daehyun said on the phone, is working with Minji. Yuna sat in silence. She had forgiven her father once, not again. When she confronted him, he cried, I didn't know what she would do. You chose her over me, Yuna said. Again. Jungkook stood behind her, silent. She turned to him. Let me handle this. Later that night, her father was flown out of Seoul, alive, but exiled forever. She let him go, Daehyun said. I thought she'd... She's not like me, Jungkook replied. That's why I love her. Chapter 15. His past, her war. The attack came 2 nights early. Explosions, bullets, screams. Jungkook was shot in the leg. Yuna dragged him into cover. Don't die on me, she growled, blood on her hands. He laughed through the pain. You're beautiful when you're angry. They pushed through, room to room, until they reached Minji. She held a gun to Yuna's head. You stole him from me, Minji hissed. No, Yuna said, steady. You lost him when you stopped being worth fighting for. She pulled the trigger first. Minji fell. It was over. Chapter 15. His past, her war. The attack came 2 nights early. Explosions, bullets, screams. Jungkook was shot in the leg. Yuna dragged him into cover. Don't die on me, she growled, blood on her hands. He laughed through the pain. You're beautiful when you're angry. They pushed through, room to room, until they reached Minji. She held a gun to Yuna's head. You stole him from me, Minji hissed. No, Yuna said, steady. You lost him when you stopped being worth fighting for. She pulled the trigger first. Minji fell. It was over. Chapter 16. When the guns go silent. The city was quiet again. Too quiet. Jungkook walked with a limp, his arm around Yuna as they stepped into a new building. Clean, peaceful, a future. Is this our life now? She asked. No more blood, he said. Just us. That night, they sat in bed with wine and silence. I'm still scared, she whispered. So am I. But I'd still choose you, she said. He kissed her hand. No empire, no contracts, just love. And when the guns went silent, all that was left was peace and each other.